This week's episode of Mind Gap Podcast is brought to you by Gabe's Tooth Exchange. Are you missing teeth and need a low-key, low-cost solution to your dental needs? Do you have teeth and are thinking, why do I have so many teeth? I suppose I could let a few of these go for the right price. Well, there's good news for both of you types of people. Gabe's Tooth Exchange. Gabe's Tooth Exchange has been the odontophiliac's wet dream for around 4 months or so. Gabe has been connecting people who don't have teeth with people who don't want their teeth, and if you're looking to get in on this, then you better act fast. There are daily deals on all types of teeth. Have an incisor you're willing to let go for $200? Willing to catch a deal on some bicuspids? Looking to add some more wisdom teeth to your ever-growing collection? Then log on to gabestoothexchange.com, set up your account, and start wheeling and dealing today. Enter MindGap during your account creation to get a molar necklace with your first transaction. This week's episode is brought to you by Elephant & Castle, located at 185 North Wabash and 111 West Adams in Chicago, Illinois. Look, I know you're looking for that perfect English pub experience so you can grab some incredible drinks and tasty food. Elephant & Castle has you covered. They have excellent daily drink specials, happy hour Monday through Friday from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m., and some delicious-ass food for you to chew on while you watch some fucking sports. Come on down to Elephant & Castle at 185 North Wabash or 111 West Adams in Chicago, Illinois, and tell them that Mind Gap Podcast sent you. Welcome to the spooktacular Halloween episode. This week, Justin and I talk about our Halloween plans, our thoughts on holidays in general, and then I talk about how I feel about people suggesting things to me to watch when I don't trust their tastes. Things take a turn for the weird and awesome when we discuss the high school pep rally, which entailed high school kids kissing their parents. Then we talk about popular porn genres. It mostly makes sense. So put on your costume, turn on that spooky music, and think about how weird it would be to French kiss one of your parents as we dive headfirst into episode 219 of Mind Gap Podcast.
Mind Gap Podcast.
Okay, that's good enough.
Okay.
Gnocchi?
Gnocchi!
Gnocchi, that's good enough! Well,
So today, one of my coworkers forgot their badge. Mm-hmm. So they had to borrow mine to use the bathroom. He goes, hey, can I use your badge? I go, oh, you gotta go pee-pee? And I go, whoa, okay. Sissy came out of nowhere. I go, you gotta go pee-pee?
I'm sorry, I've got to...
He just goes,
I've got to excuse myself.
He goes, yeah? I handed him my badge. I was like, oh, I just say that now.
Is it? Okay, well, have a good day.
He's like, cool.
You can keep that.
I didn't even look at him. I'm like, oh, you gotta go pee-pee?
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know,
I say now. Yeah.
Justin and our friend Drew created. I'm not going to ask you to do it. But
we don't have to go into any.
No, we do, because it's a character you guys.
I prefer that we didn't.
It's a character you created at assignment desk, and I would just sit back and watch you. There's two characters, Sissy and Missy, and you guys would just slip into those characters, and it was the most entertaining thing in the world for me.
It was Sissy and Missy, but we also did Sissy and I can't remember what his name was, but here's the guy I always talking about.
He's always like Alan. Yeah, that guy.
Is this Alan?
He was kind of half that, and he's also half like surfer dude.
Right.
And I remember it was like
a southern surfer.
Sissy. That's exactly what it was. Sissy would call him and say, thank you for calling 1-900-COMCAST.
No, she would say 1-900-COMCAST.
COMCAST.
And he's like, wait a second, is this Comcast?
She's like, and it's like, you want girl?
No, I don't want a girl. I want to fix my cable.
Okay, she'll be there in 5 minutes.
Well, no, please, don't send anyone unless it's a cable representative.
Okay, she'll fix the cable and then she'll fix you. It was like, what? And it was absolutely hilarious. And I still have a video on here. It was just the two of you going back and forth, and it was.
I love that.
One of the funniest fucking things. And that voice, whenever certain things happen, like going to the bathroom, I always go, oh, you gotta go pee pee, and it just comes out, and I'm like. Today I just did it.
Everyone look, because no one knows what it is, and everyone looks at you like,
no.
the fuck are you doing?
Of course, oh no.
Yeah.
Like that always.
And Natalie does it.
Oh, I've definitely pulled back on it, but sometimes you're like, oh no. It just feels so right.
It just feels right. You know what doesn't feel right?
What's that?
Being wrong.
I don't think anything truer has ever been spoken.
Thank you. Guys, you've been watching Mind Gap Podcast.
That's it? We are out?
No, we've got a correction and omission from last week.
Okay.
We leaned...
We did not stream last week.
We leaned hard into the Nylar balloon thing.
Did we?
Yeah. It's not Nylar.
Okay.
It's Mylar. We created the nation of Nylar. I think we had Nylar currency. It was... Yeah. Everything we were saying was completely made up word. Well, actually, no, I take it back. Haig did find out that...
Haig did research?
Yeah, well, because the thing was, we said it so confidently, he actually, while listening to it, goes, have I been saying it wrong all these years?
I didn't even know what it was, so of course
he popped in, and he's like, what is this? Nylar is a insect growth regulator similar to the natural occurring insect growth hormones, which... interferes with their growth or development. Basically,
that's what we were saying.
Nylar's a pesticide.
Yeah. That's what we were talking about, right?
Well, absolutely. I told him. I said, what did you think we meant?
Yeah.
We meant pesticide balloons. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Haig.
I'm glad no one else went the route of calling us out in detail online.
Nylar sounds still like a real cool fantasy place, though.
I'm telling you, man.
Welcome to the land of Nylar.
Right. But like if you now
our wool's the softest you'll ever feel.
Right. Like so now change it. Say Mylar.
And over there's Mylar.
Right. It's not as fun.
No.
You see how his voice changes when he says it?
Murano and Burano. It's like, really, guys?
Sure.
Like, we can't do... Okay.
Right. Absolutely.
I'm Dan. I'm Stan. Fuck you! Like, we're really? We're just going to rhyme?
Right. I don't know what we're doing, but yes.
There's an Italian place called Murano and Burano, and they're right off the coast of Venice. They're known for their blown glass. They blow glass.
Sounds sexy.
It's very sexy.
Sounds like a place in Italy I could get on board with.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Come to Italy, blow my glass.
Come to Italy, hard stop.
Come to Italy, hard stop.
Or maybe it should just be like, it's like a town. I will say Kirksville, hard stop. It's like I don't know how I feel about that.
Just Kirksville, hard stop.
Kirksville, period. Hard stop.
I don't
period.
So wait, all right. So is this a telegram that we're listening to now being read?
No, it's the city slogan.
Etoy07 says, "Thank you. I thought I was going crazy. I thought it was Mylar too, and I had it wrong for years."
Justin, you have a gift. You have a persuasive gift. You put it in. It's like he said it so confidently. And I didn't know what the fuck you were talking about.
They really leaned into this Nylar thing. It must be true.
I mean, it's got to be right. Am I right?
Oh, I'm so glad that we had everyone fooled.
That's
that
hilarious.
was our Halloween April Fools.
That's how it goes, right?
Yep.
By the way, happy Halloween.
If we lean into that hard enough. Yeah,
right.
Oh, yeah. When you're listening to this, it's Halloween.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, unless
Halloween.
you're listening to it after we posted it or watching it stream now.
In which case,
Happy Halloween!
Whoa, that was beautiful.
That's perfect, man.
You do anything special?
Moving.
All right. Oh, that's right. You're moving. That's right. You're going from 4 floors, right?
I told Beth that we need to move in costume. So we will be moving in full costume.
Nice.
I would like to do a full Bowser outfit, and I would like her to go as Princess Toadstool.
There you go.
And I think it will make for a very easy move.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's very good.
Yeah, we're moving 4 floors down from 1 floor to 4 floors below it.
There you go.
Same exact apartment. Or layout rather, upgrade the unit. It's going to be fucking awesome. Very excited.
Awesome. I can't wait to see it.
So yeah, we're not. The thing that bums me out is that, and every year I hope that I'm wrong, but every year the first year we were in our building, I was like, dude, this is going to be amazing. We've got 43 floors that kids can just go fucking ham on and just get all this fucking candy. So I'm like, we stocked up with candy. We were ready. Nothing. All fucking night. Nothing. I was like, what is wrong with the kids who live in this building? If I lived in a high rise, it would be fucking Christmas come Halloween because that you've got 43
That
floors.
doesn't make sense.
Nylar.
Now I get it.
You've got 43 floors to fucking go nuts on.
And all the
Are
buildings,
you kidding me?
all the buildings I've ever lived in, I've never had anyone come knocking.
It just blew my mind.
I never bought anything.
Every year that I keep thinking, well, this year maybe it'll be different. And
Do
every
people
year I'm
have to sign
disappointed.
up and be like, "Hey, these are the places that are actually doing it"?
Well,
or-
see, that's the thing. I don't know. I don't think they do it at all. I've never seen any kids walking the hall. What I think would be cool is if the building management got in on it and said, okay, you guys like put like they passed out stickers or something. Like put the sticker on your door, and that means that you are open for trick or treating. There's like if you got a house, you leave the porch light on.
Yeah.
Like there's little signs and everything. And I think it'd be awesome if they say, look, anyone with a kid, you can trick or treat between this time and this time. Look for the stickers on the door, and they'll have candy for you. I think that'd be so much fun.
Yeah.
But fucking nothing.
Yeah.
Bums me the fuck out, man.
Yeah.
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 That's all I got to say about that.
That's cool.
Yeah. What are you doing?
I'm taking the day off, so
Are
I'm
you?
looking forward to that.
Are you helping me move?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'll be
cool.
there in spirit. Ooh.
Are you going to be a spirit?
I am.
Nice.
I'm going to be the dad that never dresses up for Halloween. That's what I'm going to be.
I'm going to be the dad that's never there for his child.
I'm going to be the dad who left.
He's going to have a pack of cigarettes and a bottle
Like,
of
who are
whiskey.
you? I'm like, I'm the dad that's about to leave his family. It's like, I need to get cigarettes. You have some. Whoop, better get more.
Did you just carry around a case of empty cigarettes, an empty cigarette case, and you're like, I'm going to
I'm
run to
all
the
out.
store and go get cigarettes.
I'm all out.
The world's worst Halloween costume.
Yeah. My neighbors go pretty into it. I
they?
love seeing, like, there's a place down at the end of the street. Last year they had a really ridiculous setup, and Natalie was fascinated because they had a smoke machine and everything. And
Nice.
and Natalie would just sit there and stare at it. We go back to our house. She's like, Dad, the smoke. I'm like, I know. And this year she was going, Dad, I don't see any smoke. I'm like, well, they'll probably set it up on Halloween.
Right.
And there's this another one on the corner that's like just got ridiculous shit all hung up in the trees with like creepy lights. And our neighbors just put some stuff up there the other day. It's really, they put like a Richard Nixon mask on their mailbox.
I'm into it.
Which
I don't
I'm
know
like-
why, but I'm into it.
And their mailbox is right next to ours, so I went to get the mail, and I'm like, Natalie, come take a look at this. It's just this grumpy.
She just screams and
She
runs
goes,
away.
Who is the man? She goes, can I go see the man? I'm like, yeah, if you want. There he is. That's
Just remember, Natalie, he's not a crook.
yeah, he's not a crook.
Yeah.
So I think it's kind of fun. She's looking forward to it, and I've actually warmed up a little bit more to Halloween.
See, I never thought you had an issue with Halloween.
I
I
just-
knew you had an issue with Christmas because you're a Grinch.
No, it's because it's a flawed holiday.
So is Disney.
But we still pay for it, don't we?
Oh, we pay for it.
We pay for it. No, I guess Halloween for me was always something I viewed as something for kids. And
Okay.
and whenever I would see adults go crazy as like, we're having an adult party, like I'm always like, nah, it just wasn't my jam.
That's fair.
So, but for kids, I was like, yeah, it makes sense. So I haven't done it in years. So it's always, I haven't dressed up in forever.
Do you think you're going to start doing like family costumes?
I mean, I'm just not good at planning for that.
Yeah.
Like, like, oh yeah, next year. Like, I'd love to be the Incredibles at some point. I
That
think
would
that'd
be amazing.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Like, we could handle that really well.
Doug has gone as Incredibles the last 8 years.
Yeah, right. But I mean, I don't plan in advance for that. I've seen people post on Facebook. It's like 65 days till Halloween. I'm like, I'm not one of those people.
Yeah.
I don't do that.
I've got family members that do that for Christmas.
Oh yeah.
Or just winter. in
Emilio, who
general.
was on here just recently, they went and were buying Christmas decorations.
Look, I like Christmas. I'm a big fan of Christmas. Big fan of the holiday. I've always longtime fan, first time caller. But I've got to, for me to get excited, I have to pass Thanksgiving. Like in it, because I worked retail.
like it's a stone.
I have
to pass it before I can move on.
Oh God, here comes Thanksgiving.
Oh my God!
Ow! All right, Christmas time.
All right, it's passed.
To me, it stems back from when I worked retail. Is that like the 4.5 years I worked retail, every year I saw that it got we got shipments in sooner and sooner, and every year it made me angry and angrier, and every year the radio would switch over sooner and sooner, and I was just like, we have barely had Halloween yet.
Yeah.
Like mid-October, it was we walked into Home Goods the other day, entire Christmas section.
Of course.
I was like, God damn it.
Because
guys.
technically Friday's November 1st, and we're basically in it, man.
Yeah, man.
We're in it.
Like, I don't mind the holiday themed things, but when you start getting Christmas jammed down your throat prior to Thanksgiving, it's just, for me, that's hard.
Because that's the thing is, like, at the end of the day, I want to like Christmas. I really do. There's definitely some great things. Like, there's some smells and some scents that I smell, and I'm like, ooh, I like it. But then I just look around, and it is so just, you're engulfed in it so fast. And I'm like,
the thing that my favorite part of the holidays is when we have our house decorated. And we'll usually like trim the windows with like a string of like the really like pretty white lights, and then we'll have like other lights, like maybe blinking ones or like a star. We make it really festive, but not like overdone gaudy festive. Got a tree up and a couple other things. Turning the lights off, lighting some candles, having that glow, and like reading a book or something.
Dude,
that. Like for me, that
beautiful.
is like having the heat on.
That
like,
warmed my heart right
yeah.
there. I'm like, ooh, like a nice. It's the sense. It's I love Christmas lights too. Like the idea. I won't fucking put them up, but like the idea of having a tree. You turn off all the lights and just let the tree like either blink or whatever. That's awesome.
Yeah, like
that's so cool.
That's the kind of shit that I like. It's the very intimate.
Fuck, we gotta put up the tree soon. That just dawned on me.
Because now that Doug is a kid, he does Christmas.
That's right. That's all right. That was I actually enjoyed doing
for
that.
hosting us again.
Yeah. What?
Big
Thanks, man.
for hosting us.
Appreciate it. And also, Jared reached out to me earlier on Facebook. You wouldn't know about it, but he was basically saying, "What do you guys think about the rest of the world celebrating Halloween?" Because apparently in Australia, people get really butthurt about it. So he said some of the real conservative folks are like, "It's an American holiday." I don't know why we. I was like, am I an idiot to think that? I always just thought Halloween was for everywhere.
I honestly thought, and again, we could be opening ourselves up to being very, very dumb and wrong, but I always thought that it was based off of Dia de los Muertos. I thought it was based off of the Day of the Dead. I thought it was a Mexican tradition that kind of got blown up and became this other thing, and like almost. I don't know. I could be very wrong.
I always thought the history of Halloween was basically from the colonial days.
Oh.
Old Hallows Eve, and...
I don't know. That's the thing. I have no idea where it came from.
I just assumed everyone did it because it's like, oh, yeah, cool,
All
whatever.
Hallows Eve. Yeah, that is... But I thought that was... Because isn't the day after the Day of the Dead? All Hallows Eve goes into? I don't fucking know.
When is Day of the Dead? I always confuse that with Cinco de Mayo, which I get it. It's the 5th of May. I understand. I understand that they're named, but I never know when the Day of the Dead is.
Well, let's find out.
Please, look that up.
If only there was a way to do it.
But, like, I get, like, Thanksgiving... That's an American holiday.
The Day of the Dead in 2019 in the United States will begin October 31st and ends on Saturday, November 2nd.
Okay, so it's
Day of the Dead is a Mexican holiday celebrated through Mexico, partly in Central South. Yeah, Mexican heritage right here. Yeah, so it's it seems like a weekend long celebration or a multi-day celebration.
I've seen Coco. I know how it goes.
I'm just saying.
But it's like Thanksgiving is that's a U.S. holiday for
Absolutely,
sure.
yeah.
And I told Jared, I go, there's nothing more American than that holiday because it's like
right.
I would argue Thanksgiving's more American than 4th of July because it's how much can you eat.
Yeah, I'm not gonna disagree with that at all.
It's like, guys, it's time to stuff your fucking faces.
I always felt marginally bad because my uncle is from England. So come the 4th of July, my family really loves to go see like the fireworks and put out the flags and this and that. And there was always a small part of me that's just like, are we rubbing his face in it? I feel bad about this.
I would think it funny if someone would be like, ha! In your face. He's like, I wasn't alive then. Right. I don't know. I don't care.
They go to see the fireworks in the Quad City. They go to see the fireworks and someone overhears them going, well, when this is done, we might have to go this and this and this. And they're just like, oh!
John Lennon's here!
Look who fucking lost! This guy over here. You come to watch the celebrations, yeah! Because that's how they talk in the Quad City. I would love it if they just overheard him talk and just got all cocky.
They're like, you fucking lost!
He's like, right. So
yes.
I'm going to go back to this.
So
you stay there.
Yeah.
Don't talk to my family.
Get out of here.
Drew also says Doug can move to California where Christmas is optional.
I will say this much. It would be weird to celebrate Christmas in a super warm environment.
Like with shorts on.
Like just be like,
Yes.
it's 85 today.
Right.
Like,
right. That's well, there was something Jamie posted the other day where she was like, she posted something about 90 degrees on Instagram. And just and I looked at it was like 46 out here. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
I can't fathom that kind of weather around this time of year.
I love it too because everyone's like, it's gonna snow this week. I go, is it? Is it?
Right. It's going to be the equivalent of you dropping some baby powder on the floor. Like it's going to be.
I was looking at the weather. I'm like, guys,
dusting.
It's highs in the 40s. It won't stick.
It's going to be, it may fall, but it won't stick. It's going to look like it rained. Go fuck yourself.
I was like, who gives? Because there's the same thing.
It might be 3 feet.
A couple weeks ago, people did the same thing. They're like, it's supposed to snow. I'm looking at it. I'm like, I see 50 degrees on here. Where's this snow you speak of? I'm like, get the fuck out of here. It's just the weatherman said. Oh, the weatherman said. Okay, technically, it's going to get to a freezing point, but it's not going to. I only give a shit if it sticks.
Right.
That's the only time I care.
Right. Because then you got to be prepared.
Yeah.
You got to get those vendors.
I got to get that calcium chloride.
There it is.
I need to get a snowblower this year.
Oh boy, look at you.
Mostly for Jill. Because it snowed so much last year that she did shovel once, and it was so high. She's like, I can't get the snow.
It's above me.
I was sick, I think, and she's like, "I'll shovel for you." And one of our neighbors came over, like, "Here's our snowblower," and they basically did it for her.
Yeah,
they're so nice. But I had stacked it so high. She's like, "I can't get it over.
I can't get it up."
Yeah.
Boom. And Doug's just out his window going, "Boom." Sorry, did I melt some?
Oh my god.
Yeah, no, but for Christmas, I just like those intimate, warm moments, like small dinners with like immediate family, that kind of thing where I'm just
pumpkin pie, man.
Pumpkin pie.
Pumpkin fucking pie.
I can dig that. Yeah, Thanksgiving I would assume is your holiday. As a Cochran, I have to assume Thanksgiving is your holiday.
But here's the thing, I don't look back fondly on Thanksgiving because we didn't have good food.
Oh no,
we had a lot of it, but it wasn't good.
Okay,
when I look back on it, I'm like, that's gross food. That was really gross food. There's a couple of things that we really liked. And it's again not good, but it was a shrimp and fake crab platter, and it was just
was it from Hy-Vee?
It was from Hy-Vee.
Yes, it was.
Yes, it was. And my mom would get it, and my brother and I would tear. That thing was massive, and there'd be a handful of things left over.
Yeah.
We would destroy it. It was a race. Like we just tear through it.
Yeah.
And outside of that, it was dry ham. It was scalloped potatoes. It was corn.
Yeah.
It was green. All this stuff. I was like, it's not good.
Yeah.
It just wasn't good stuff. So, I'm kind of I guess I'm going to be kind of a prick when it comes to this sort of stuff. I just got a cast iron skillet. Finally.
Yeah. Look at you, Mr. Chef.
I'm trying to do more interesting stuff. I made chorizo and steak tacos.
Yeah.
And did I tell you about this?
I don't think you did.
I made my tacos from scratch. I made the tortillas and everything like that.
Look at you.
Didn't do well with it, but it was a first time attempt.
Yeah.
But I was like, when I'm thinking of what I could possibly make for a Thanksgiving meal, I'm excited now.
Yeah.
But I like Thanksgiving just because if you think about time off, it's always at the same time. It's the third week, and
you can plan.
It's usually 2 days because generally you get the second day off too.
Yeah.
It's like so it leads into the weekend. So it's a nice sort of. Usually at worst you work 3 days that week.
Yeah.
So it's.
I've always had very fond memories of Thanksgiving. My time with because we used to go down and we would split it between my mom's side and my dad's side, and then my grandparents got older. They moved up towards where my mom is now. They do it up there. Beth and I still go down to the Quad Cities and hang out down there, and that is where I begin to kind of move into the holiday season because we've got this again intimate dinner with the family. We've got amazing fucking food. I absolutely love the mac and cheese that my stepmom makes. It's so good.
That's the thing is, I don't have anything to look forward to. I wasn't like, oh, I can't wait to have this thing.
These buttery rolls that they make every year is fucking amazing.
Nice.
It's everything. Everything is so fucking good. And you got the conversations and the couple beers and you're laughing and it's just so much fun. Then the next day you go out and cut down the Christmas tree. Is the tradition in our family, and it's just the whole. Sometimes you have snow, sometimes you don't, but it's just a whole time of being together. That for me is just. I love that. Absolutely love that.
I've grown to enjoy spending a lot of time with Jill's family.
Yeah.
Because nowadays, especially when I go back, I always bring board games now.
Sure.
And there's two that they always like to play: Concept and Spyfall. They're always like, "Doug, did you bring the games?" I'm like, "Nice, I'm that guy."
I brought the games.
I brought the games, and we always have fun with that. And I really enjoy like that. To me, I was like, oh, this is like everyone's there. There's a lot of good food with them. There's always something good. Last year, I think they brined a turkey and then smoked it. And it was delicious. It was so good.
Okay.
And everyone contributes something to it, which is good. This year I'm going to contribute bread, freshly baked bread.
Yes, you are, buddy.
So
hell yeah.
I'm getting more excited about that sort of stuff. And then Christmas, I don't know, man. Christmas recently has been a lot more personal for just Jill, Natalie, and I. It's just been kind of us. We haven't.
That's great, yeah.
Because normally we would do what we called Thanksmas, which was with my family. We go down for Thanksgiving, but we also celebrate Christmas at the same time. Yeah. So like Christmas or whatever. But the day of, it was just been us. Like the last couple of years, just the three of us, which has been fun and enjoyable. And we haven't really set a tradition yet.
But that is kind of becoming your tradition, though.
Slowly, we're
you know what I mean?
there.
Like that's like just the three of you. I would say that's a groundwork for a tradition. You know what I mean? Like. It doesn't. Traditions don't. I think that's the misconception: is that traditions don't have to be these giant, grand things that happen. Like it can be as simple as the tradition is this day is for us, you know, and that can be it, you know. And then maybe go see a movie. Like for a long time, we used to go see a movie every time on Christmas, like, or on Christmas Day or the day after.
That's how we went and saw Jumanji at the theater. Oh, man.
You didn't like it?
I didn't want to go. I had no interest, but my mom was like, we're going to a movie as a family.
Oh, original Jumanji. Got it.
Yeah, way back in the day, I was like, God, I had no interest. I was like, zero. There's nothing worse to me than someone who's like, you have to watch or listen to this thing because I want you to. And I'm the king of like suggesting this stuff because I'll hear something that gets me impassioned or excited. And I'm like, I want to share this with you. But the last thing I would ever do is if I was gauging using my social awareness and being like, someone's not into this, I'm not going to force it. And that's the thing with my mom a lot of times is she'll force that stuff.
Yes.
She'll be like, you have to watch this movie. It is so good. And I'm like, that's a hard no for me now because I don't trust your judgment in movies. And some of it's good.
Right.
And some of it I know, like, she's like, you haven't seen Best in Show. You have to see it. I know it's all right. I know, whatever. But she'll be like,
I disagree.
She had me watch, it was a Stephen King made for TV movie, and it was okay. It was not it. I forget what it's called. It's called like something about the storm. It was something, and I remember
Riders on the Storm, Perfect Storm, It,
The Dark Tower. And we watched it. And I'm like, it was okay. Or there was another one. It was Helter Skelter. She's like, you have to see this movie. It's about Charles Manson and all this sort of stuff. I just remember watching it, going like,
it's nothing that you're into, though.
I'm not into it.
You don't care about Charles Manson and that side of history and all that.
Care. It's about Sharon Tate getting murdered. I'm like, okay,
great,
that's cool.
Right.
I don't care. It's just like I don't suggest most of my movie taste or music taste to you because you don't like them,
right?
You know, and it's the same thing with Jill. I can read Jill really well if I'm like, you know, you might like this song, or this is a board game you might like, or I think you might like this show or this movie or this comedy. I'm generally pretty good at that. I can read it pretty well, but there's also times where I'm like, nah, you're not going to be into this, and that's okay.
I feel like I have, I like to think that I have a very similar ability to gauge, like, you know, someone, and it's because it's awkward when you go, oh, you'll love this, and then they don't. You're like,
that is the worst feeling for me.
I'm so sorry. Yeah.
That is the worst feeling for me. If I feel that I'm forcing something upon somebody, I'm like, and they're not into it, I'm like, that's cool. If, you know, let's take sex, for example. If we're like, hey, you're not into this, I'm like, cool, we're done then. Because why are we doing this? This isn't just for me.
Right.
If someone even remotely, it's just like, ugh, or whatever.
Right.
As if in my scores of women that I've slept with. I'm talking like, when I'm having sex with a lady.
A list as long as your dick. That was a visual joke for only the Twitchers. Yeah.
Yes. But I was just like, I've always been in a situation where I'm like, if you're not having fun, it could be something as simple as like, hey, do you want to go to the show? Or whatever. Do you want to see this comedy show?
Right.
And I'm sensing I'm like, they're not laughing. I'm like, we can go whenever you're ready.
That's the worst. That is the absolute worst, is that when you are showing someone something that you think is hysterical and you full on gone, they're going to like this. And then they get into it and they start watching it together. It's a movie. It's a comedy album. It's a what the fuck ever. And you look over and you kind of sneak that side glance and you look over and they're just stoic, or they're kind of like, and you're just like, oh fuck,
I misread this.
This is funny. Like say, and then you start looking at the person going, deliver. One thing, make them laugh.
Like, I thought this part was funny. Maybe no. Okay,
vindicate me,
please. Get a chuckle, anything.
Oh my god, it's so. I find it so awkward, so awkward.
Because I'm like,
and I'll start apologizing, like, well, you know, like if you've seen the other stuff that they did, it's and you start to try to make these excuses, and it just gets so awkward.
Oh, it's the worst. It's the absolute worst. So. To have that thrust upon me by my mom, where I'm just like, yeah, no. Nowadays, she made me watch.
I'd rather that you didn't talk about your mom thrusting anything upon you.
I mean,
personally,
you know,
what
do you want, man? It's on
to
the
not
internet.
have her thrust things on you.
It's on the internet. What do you want, man? That stuff happens.
Rule 34.
Stepmoms, and that's a big thing now in porn. It's like the step stuff,
the family stuff,
the family
the
stuff.
Step,
like,
yeah.
I'm just like, what? Where'd this come from? I don't understand. It's gross.
Trends, man.
I know.
Trends.
Trends in porn.
Tastes and taste makers.
Yeah. I don't.
Let's talk about porn taste makers.
What do you think that is? That trend in porn where it's like the.
I honestly don't. I think it probably stems from people back in the day when porn was not so accessible. Mm-hmm. Anything that you saw was just like, yep, this does it for me. It was crazy weird shit. You know, like it was very. You know,
well, I'd say it probably
fucking in space.
It probably wasn't even that weird, honestly.
No, but I'm like the plot lines. And
sure.
There was like, you know, like, and then, you know, what is with it? You know, we got beamed up into this alien space station. And then the aliens come out and they've got dicks for noses and they start and so like there was all these like plot lines and they really tried to make a movie out of it per se. And I think as porn has gotten more accessible, people are looking to, and I think it's become a problem. I think people are looking at it as an escape from their own reality, and they're trying to put themselves into it. Yeah. And so it's got to be more real, like the reality porn.
I don't like where you're going with this.
Do you know
now.
what I mean?
Yeah, it's like they want it to be real, so that's why they want to fuck their mom.
Stay with me.
I'm with you.
Stay with me.
I'm with you.
So first came that wave of reality porn of like we've got to make this real world.
Yeah.
And then again that got too vanilla. Yeah. So now it's like, okay, well how can we fit taboo into it? Because taboo is people don't talk about it, but what if? And then so I think it's just this weird amalgamation of all these different tastes kind of converging. And just the accessibility of it and what it's had to do to kind of keep viewership really. Because there's such a variety of it. It's endless, literally endless.
I feel opposite where I feel like it's the audience that is determining the market in terms of what they want. Because I feel like someone has posted something and then it's like, oh yeah, and people are like, it's like, oh, this will probably be a niche, like foot stuff, or whatever, and all of a sudden it's exploded. It's like one of the most popular genres out there is like family stuff. It's like, I get the stepmom stuff, right? It's not really your mom, but she's hot older lady or something like that. It's
sure,
like,
I guess.
It's like, oh, my dad can't please her, but I can. I'm young, I'm hot, or whatever. It's like, okay.
I think
I understand that more so than like, we're pretending that I'm your mom and you are just like hammering me.
Or your sister or your brother or your
Again,
whatever.
The step stuff I get because there's a level of like, we're not technically related. You're my age and you're hot. Let's just do this.
I think it's no pun intended, a step removed from the teacher.
Yeah.
Or
it's
or boss. Yeah. Or then you go to cousin. Well, then you go. You know what I mean? Like the natural
third cousin.
The natural leap from teacher to cousin. But I think that there, if you track it, I think there's a progression that you can track of like. You know, someone that's taboo, but you know, still doable, and then it starts to move a little more towards the more taboo. But because people are being desensitized, I think they need to heighten this. Things need to be heightened because people are getting desensitized.
I think
it's because of the availability.
I think there's a psychology behind where people genuinely are interested because they generally have that turn on.
There's a deep-seated thing that has never really been able to be unlocked, and now there's ability to unlock it.
Because I believe I've heard over time, like through different parts of my life, where there's a natural intimacy with your parents. Like with daughter, father, and mother and son.
Well, and I mean, there's all those people have written studies on it too about like where people have when you're starting to crest into puberty, like you start to have sex dreams and stuff.
When you start to crest into puberty.
You like that?
That was beautiful.
You know, you start having sex dreams and you start having those kind of things. Like there are people who definitely have dreams about their parent, and they wake up and like, the fuck was that about?
Yeah.
You know, so it's there.
I think people are just at the internet. There's a place for everything. There's something for everybody. Someone can sit and watch someone sit on a balloon and pop it, and that's like all they need.
That's it. Yeah,
and that's the thing. So there's no doubt that happens, like that's there. But man, when I've gone through that stuff and I've seen it, I'm like, oh. I mean, let's take a look at it and see. But like, you know, and it's just the worst stuff. It is.
Sit there and go, there's no way.
I'm like,
he's older than she is.
I was like, I doubt it.
How's that a stepmom?
You know, or it's just the worst stuff too. It's like you know, there's a funny one where it's like the mom's like, you know, no one's gonna make you come like your mom, and I'm like, oh God, I'm like what? Like I'm jealous. I don't want my son like being able to, you know.
Doug just goes close.
Like,
that's it.
Well,
I no longer work.
And we're done here.
And that's
or
it.
It's stuff like,
this is purely for display now.
do you want to get a new video game? Then you know what you got to do.
Oh,
my
I don't
butt,
like
you know, or whatever it is. You know, it's like,
you know, the coming of age story.
You want a video game? Then you got to do my butt. Like,
how many times have you wanted a video game?
It's transcended cultures. It's been told around fires for generations, for eons. We've talked about this.
You want to do a new cave drawing? Well,
Yeah.
you know what you got to do. My butt.
That way it's cool, you know? It's kosher.
You want to compete in the first Olympics? Well, you know what you got to do. My butt. Yeah.
Oh, I know the rules.
Back from the Greek times.
I think it's kind of fascinating to me, but it's also really disturbing because that's just that genre is out there in spades and all over the place. Tom Segura does a lovely bit about that where he's like, isn't it weird that like you get porn suggestions? You know, like you watch a video, it's like
algorithm.
It's like, you watch this, you might like this.
Right?
And it's like, you know,
oh God,
stepbrother won't leave, so sis blows him. And he's like, gross. Well, might as well check it out. And he clicks on it, and it's like, he goes, you know, they're not related because they keep calling each other like sis and bro. And she's like, bro,
right?
Get out of here. And he's like, no. She's like, what's it gonna take to get you to leave? He goes, you know what?
Right.
Boop, right there. And he points to his
My
dick.
butt.
My butt.
You.
That took a turn.
It's people who have obviously never had a sibling.
Yes.
Like,
Of an opposite sex.
Yeah, bro.
Yes.
They've never had. These people don't know what a sibling is.
We have to let them know that they're brother and sister. There's exposition here.
Right? How are we going to make the audience understand that there's a relationship? I got it.
And the best part too is they're just like, oh, this is so gross. I
Right.
can't believe you're making me do this. And it's like, then don't do it.
Wow, you're pretty good at this. Yeah, I know.
I know.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my God.
That's what the football team told
Don't
me.
tell mom, okay? It's
Right.
like, ugh. I won't if you won't. It's like,
Ugh.
ugh. You remember that horrible Would You Rather I asked you a long time ago?
God damn it, yeah.
The one that shut down an entire conversation on GChat?
Yep. For two, was it like? It was a couple days.
It was for years. We hadn't touched that
Oh,
chat for years.
That's right.
And it's so funny because someone posted it and I scrolled up to see what the last thing I was posted. I was like, oh, that was my question.
Doug shut a G-chat down for a solid 4 years.
I think it was 4 years. Yeah. No one had touched it, and we all looked up like, what was the last thing? Oh. And the question was,
I don't like it.
I think what it was, would you rather like open mouth kiss your mom or your sister? And you're like, I don't want to answer this question.
Right. I'm like, I don't like this. It's still not the worst would you rather you put out there.
No, there are worse ones. But that one at the time, you were like, ugh.
And we didn't talk for 4 years.
And you're like, I don't really want to make a decision on this.
I'm going to abstain and also burn myself.
There was a video I saw at homecoming, and I can't believe this happened, but it was like a high school senior, and he was blindfolded. And like they had him kiss. It was like, oh, you're gonna kiss, your girlfriend or whatever. It was in front of a gymnasium, and it was his mom.
No, that can't be real. That can't be real. It can't be real.
It looked about as real as it could be, and it was disgusting. And she like kissed him back, and then he took off his blindfold and was like, ah, like it was the worst.
Thank God it was senior graduation, though, because you couldn't stay in that school after that.
Oh, just awful.
Who orchestrated that? I want to know who orchestrated it.
I have no idea.
I also don't want to Google search senior kisses his mom.
Right, you're going to get a, you better go incognito for that one.
Here's the thing. I'm sure there's plenty of videos with that title.
That also reminds me of there was a what was it called?
I got to do it.
No, you don't have to.
I have to.
There's a reality TV show that comedians were on, and like every week, they would do crazy shit to see who would stay on, who wouldn't. And Bert Kreischer was a part of this with like Amy Schumer and a couple other people. And one of the stunts they did.
Oh wait, here it is. Sorry.
Oh my God, you found it that quick.
Like it was not. The top couple things are not porn.
Good.
You just got to be very explicit with what you are.
Right.
What you're putting on there.
Oh God, he's watching it.
Oh God, yeah.
I don't want to watch it. I don't want to watch it.
On YouTube, some people didn't find it the least bit funny.
Yeah, no shit.
I'm responsible for everything that happens.
Rosemont High School principal John Wollersheim. This guy should be fucking called out.
Why would you think that's okay?
Needs to answer for this.
Last Thursday, there was the idea being that the student think the kisser was another student.
Oh.
And guess who it was? But the joke was, the mystery kisser was that student's mom or dad.
Oh! All right, here's the thing. What fucking parent goes through with this?
Right!
What?
Right!
Fucking parent!
Right!
I'm sorry, we're yelling a lot. What fucking parent does this?
I was trying to aim off to the side. You just wiped your mouth and spittle.
Do not like this. I'm gonna keep watching.
No!
I know there are people who are upset about what they've seen.
Of course.
And as a principal, I'm responsible for what happens here. And
Yep.
If for all the people who are offended, they're genuinely offended, and I owe them
To all the people who are offended, go fuck yourself.
an apology.
Why people were so put off possibly has a bit to do with context.
What?
What some are upset about is what they saw in this 59-second YouTube clip, which according to Principal Wollersheim, isn't 100% indicative of what happened.
Oh, really?
Please give us the
On
context.
the internet, sometimes you see just portions of what's really happened, and it can lead you to think a certain way.
No one saw the blowjobs.
We warmed him up first with a little bit of a handy.
Everyone had a fluffer.
Making that an excuse, he says. His main point is to apologize, plain and simple.
This is supposed to be a fun event,
Oh.
and it should leave everyone feeling pepped. And
Is that low-key boner? Like, what does that mean?
Well, also, he didn't explain what the context was that was missing.
Well, the thing is, too, also, as a principal, you are, let's pull this back for a second. Let's pull this back and break this down.
Yeah.
As a principal, you are putting on a fundraiser, an event? I don't know what this was. You're putting on an event in your gymnasium during school hours that encourages one student to be blindfolded and by the definition, encourages another student to go up and make out with that student.
And
they don't know
ultimately-
who that is.
Ultimately, it's humiliation.
Right. So you are saying I am encouraging in school these kids to just fucking make out with each other.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if they're dating, if they're whomever. Like you go like the fucking slobbiest fuck up over here gets to go kiss this person, right? Like. What if they don't want that?
Yeah, right.
None of this makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm infuriated by this.
I know. I'm glad.
What the fuck?
I'm glad we could get you there, Justin.
Oh man, you got me there. Now finish me off.
Oh, in the butt.
And full circle, guys. This has been Mind Gap Podcast. Thank you for watching.
That's how. And scene blackout.
What the fuck?
Yeah, because
man?
even in the best case scenario, it's students making out in front of
Of
everybody.
course, it's Minnesota.
I never would have guessed that. That's hilarious.
It says Minnesota therapists can count on employment for the next 10 years.
Think about that. That video exists on the internet. And now that whole school forever will remember that situation.
And this guy, and he's got a big fucking smile on his face too.
Ugh.
He's just like,
But you had a very good
oh,
point.
he's funny.
Obviously, the parents were invited.
Right.
So they
knew what this
were
was.
like, this sounds really funny. Why would you want to make out with your child?
You know what I've seen? I've seen a lot of videos online. A lot of my porn recommendations have been fucking your kid. I better go to this high school thing.
Oh God!
Like, what the fuck is going through, as a parent, what's going through your head? Like, what? Okay, let's fast forward.
Yes, let's go there.
Natalie is 16 years old.
Okay.
All right. Her school goes, hey, we got this fun thing we're doing. Mr. Cochran, would you mind coming here? We're gonna blindfold your daughter. You're gonna walk into the gymnasium and you're gonna fucking hardcore make out with her.
Okay, thank you for taking it. I was like, I don't know where we're going. I've got a better. You know what I would rather do? What do they call it?
Stick your nuts into a wood chipper?
Hercules sit-ups is what I would do.
Hercules sit-ups.
That's how it works.
Okay,
All right? So,
I think I know where this is. I think I know what this is.
They basically, it's like, who here thinks they can do one Hercules sit-up? You have basically, it's like people are going to be holding you down.
Right.
It's going to be 5 people. And it basically, and part of it is one person covers their eyes to like hold their head down. And what you do is like, you're like, all right, go. And they come down, they're coming up, and you're like slowly letting them go. And then I come out and I pull my pants down, they let her go, and her head goes right into my ass. I'm okay with that.
Boom. We did a similar thing in band. But did you know that you can't do a sit-up if your eyes are closed? If you can't see, you cannot physically do a sit-up.
That's interesting.
And we're like, and everyone's like, wait, what are you talking about? So you have a plant, and you have someone, and you just drape a towel over their eyes, and they're like, and they struggle, and they're like, they take it off, like, holy shit, are you fucking kidding me? And someone's like, bullshit. And they do it. And if you really get creative, you got 2 people who are plants. And then the third person, they're like, dude, Jim, you got to try this. All right, cool. So they puts the blindfold and someone stands over him with their pants down. And as soon as he goes up, you rip the thing away. And it's just fucking ass to face.
Yeah.
Yep. It's Human Centipede Part 1. But I like it.
Yeah.
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 But what would you say if the school called you and said, this is what we're doing?
like-
would it be, well, my daughter's not going to that school anymore?
Like, I have concerns. And this is coming from a guy who
have
said I would
concerns.
rather her head shoot into my ass. I don't want to kiss her.
It lives forever now in the podcast.
Like, no, absolutely not. Like,
Would you pull her out of that school?
No, I would basically be like, we need to have a discussion about this because this is not okay. Like, what makes you think that this is okay? Where did this idea come from? Is anyone else doing this? Because this is gross.
Yes.
And I don't want to be that guy, but you're forcing me to be that guy to be like, this is not a good idea.
Right.
Making out with your children is not okay.
I will show up and I will make out with that daughter, but I will not make out with mine.
Yeah, right.
Sorry, that was gross.
Steve's daughter. All right, fine. I'll help.
She's
I
a
guess.
senior that was held back one year. She's at least 19.
It's for fun. It's for comedy.
Right.
Like,
It's going to be a YouTube video. Yay.
yeah, right.
Dude, I honestly, I don't think if I had a daughter or a son, I don't think I could let them stay at that school. Like, the first thing I would do is I would request a sit down with the principal and go, you know, if you could, Mr. Numbnuts, walk me through your rationale here.
Oh,
tell me where we are.
That's the situation where I'd be like, look, guys, I'm going to try hard not to judge your entire school on this one event, but I'm trying really hard right now.
You're making it very difficult.
You have a lapse in judgment here, and I'm very concerned.
Right.
Very, very concerned about what you
What
think
else
you're
is
doing.
going on?
Yeah, right.
That's not publicly.
What else
put
are you
out
like, well, you know, because usually this is pretty bad. What else
Right.
are you kind of giving up on?
Well, you know, Thursday is, underwear optional day. So, you can come. I'm just turning into Coach
That's like
Steve
you
from,
took
yeah.
Coach Steve from Big Mac.
Thursday's underwear optional day. You can wear them or not. I don't, but it's whatever.
Friday is Boo the Bees Away Day, where you have to boo the bees, and you just go boop and poke someone's boobies.
You gotta boop the bees.
You gotta boo the bees.
Boo the bees.
Scare the bees.
Yeah.
Booby.
Yeah. And sometimes it's a fat guy, and you can boop his bees.
Like, hey, boobies. You know. And then, hey, and we're equal opportunity. We have Sack Tap Mondays.
That's
you know,
right,
we
yeah.
start the week off rough. You know.
Right. If you can make it through Monday,
Scrot War. You know.
you're a Saxon.
You know, and then once a month, it's just it's a poke the butthole. You know. One person gets tagged and they don't know it, and then everyone all day just tries to poke the butthole.
You guys ever see the movie It Follows?
How about tag? That's
How about
also
tag?
another one.
Yeah.
It follows. Oh my god.
Oh my God. I cannot believe that's a fucking thing, man.
Yeah. Kind
like anything
of going in that vein. There was a TV show apparently I didn't know about that comedians is a reality TV show. It was like voting people off and stuff like that. And they do crazy things every week. And one of them was you go into a dark room and it's like you got to seduce this person in the room, but the room was dark and they'd be talking just nasty stuff. They flip the lights on, it'd be their parents. Like,
But it was only talk.
yeah, it was only talk. But it'd be stuff like, oh man, I'm gonna take your shirt off and I'm just gonna squeeze those tits and I can't wait to fuck you from behind and all that sort of stuff. And then I flip the lights on. They're like, oh, it's Mom! Like just horrible stuff.
That's funny.
But that's
to
funny.
Me, that's funny.
There's no physical contact, right?
He's not actually fucking his mom. Like that's
yeah,
right.
But can you imagine that? It's like you got to go in, you got to talk dirty, you got to get him, tell him what you're gonna do to him. What are you gonna do? And he's just like, oh no!
I just love the fact that these comedians fucking because you walk in, you've got to be like, there's a catch. Like what's the hook here?
Yeah, exactly. And they had all sorts of shit like that. I was like, that is funny.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Whew. We went down a really fun path there.
We started out with Halloween and Christmas and how good it makes us feel.
And the whole time I was like, I'm not really a fan of this. I hope we go somewhere fun. And we really did.
Look, you can't sit there and tell me that Christmas and Halloween isn't fun. Not to dwell back on this topic, but it's
not in the same fun that we just had.
Well, that's fair. You're not doing it right.
You don't know holidays.
You're not wearing the right costumes, and you are not having the right family parties.
That's right.
My friend.
Am I right?
Am I right?
Boy, that's not making me happy.
Oh my God, I want so badly to just do an entire hour on this fucking topic. Like this thing is just my mind is spinning right now.
Yeah,
it is absolutely spinning.
Jared,
if you're still watching, have you? You guys seem relatively normal in Australia. Has anything like this ever happened in? Of course, this is fucking Minnesota in America. God damn it.
Yeah,
we are weird. We're a weird country.
We are, especially because as like taboo we are about sex,
right,
and stuff like that. Like to be like, gonna make out with the kids. Because really the thing about incest is,
tell me, Doug.
There's one rule that seems to apply across all species on the planet, and that is incest is bad.
Don't do it.
All creatures tend to just know that this is the one universal rule is you don't don't do it because the species doesn't survive.
What?
So they are naturally programmed to not do that.
So what's the interest? Why is there an interest?
I think a part of it is it's taboo.
Why is there an interest?
There's always that thing, you
can't do it, so I want to do it.
Yeah, and also again, it's this thing of like,
no.
I mean, I've never looked at my mom in any sort of sexual way whatsoever. So for me, I'm always like, again, I've seen some of the videos where it's like, yeah, give it to your mama. And like, I'm like,
no, thank you.
No. Oh,
hard pass.
No, it's
soft
so bad.
pass.
Yep, it's very soft.
Very soft pass.
Zero blood flow is happening right now. We are done here. It's just ugh. Is there any other porn that you've watched that has been like that gross to you?
I've never been into foot stuff.
Yeah, I don't understand the feet.
I had a friend one time who was really into like foot, like stockings and like.
Yeah.
Because again, how do you know this, Justin? Guys talk.
Look,
so
I've seen it happen.
We roomed together. I walked in. It was a thing. It did not break eye contact.
Yeah.
And to be frank, I didn't leave.
He's like, "Get out of here, man! I'm almost done." Just didn't miss a beat.
Nope. Yeah. No. Into like nylons and like think secretaries from the 1980s like that. Like that was the shit, and I just never got it.
Yeah.
Like, it just always. Ugh. Like we'd watch a music video or something, or like an old or whatever, and you'd see a girl slow pan up with like the seam of the back. You'd be like, "Oh, dude!" I'm like, no, I don't know that. Yeah, it actually does the opposite of turn me. Like it goes the opposite way for me.
Yeah,
shoe stuff, foot stuff.
Yeah,
I don't have an aversion to feet.
Yeah.
Per se, they just don't turn me on.
Yeah,
like if someone's feet are out, like I know some people like they see someone's bare feet, they're like, "Oh, gross! I'm gonna throw up." It's fine.
I've always never understood that either. I'm like, guys, feet aren't supposed to be like good looking.
Right.
We walk on them.
Right.
They're gonna be worn and calloused and gross. Like that's just what they are.
Right.
I'm like
mine.
So just let them out, man.
Right.
People are like, oh, my feet are gross. I'm like, everyone's feet are gross. Get over it. What else?
Right. What else you got? Yeah.
What else we doing here?
That whole thing is I've never understood that. Never understood that.
And to each their own. I mean, if the worst thing is you're into feet, then like whatever. There's people out there for that.
That's totally fine.
That's actually more common than you'd think.
Right.
I knew a guy who it's hilarious because he was in a building and he walked by. No, where was it? Either he met a guy in the street or something like that, and the guy basically was in a nice suit and everything. Introduced him. He said, "Hey," basically said, "I will give you $100 if I can smell your feet." And he was like, "Okay." So I don't know if he took him back to his apartment or if he saw him in his apartment building, but basically went to a stairwell and the guy laid down on the ground. And he specifically had very specific instructions. He's like, "Okay, I want you to slowly take off your shoe."
Oh God!
And he did, everything like that. And then he's like, "All right, I want you to slowly take off." He goes, "I want you to like to waft the shoe in front of my face."
I'm very uncomfortable.
He's like, "All right." And then like he peeled off his sock slowly. Then he just sort of like wafted the sock in front of his face, in front of his nose. And then he would dangle his toes in front of his face and stuff like that. And he just did. He told me, I'm like, "Dude, what the fuck?" He's like, "It's $100, and it took like 5 minutes." He's like, "It's the easiest $100 I ever made." And
Did the guy jerk it?
no, he just breathed it
Just
in,
put it back
and
in
then
the bank.
and then he was like, "Thank you," and he gave him $100 and he left. I was like, "Okay."
Oh no! Would you do it for $100?
I mean, I think I would. Like, I mean, if guys like, "I'll give you $100 right now if I can just smell your feet," I'd be like, "Okay." Like,
No. Here's why I would say no. Is because then
you know what you're worth? You're like, "I'm worth more than 100." These feet?
I have gone through a self-assessment.
These are Schaumburg and Quad City feet, baby.
Right.
You can't find these everywhere.
These feet have come a long way, man. All right, they've run 2 marathons. These feet have come a long way.
Goddamn right.
No, I wouldn't do it because I don't want to be murdered after. Because
that's
a
the
guy
thing.
goes, "Follow me into the stairwell. I'll pay you $100 to smell your feet." You have a 50-50 shot of becoming carpet on his floor.
I look at it as like, I'd have to size him up. If I was bigger than him, I'd be like, "Okay."
Have you seen Sin City? You've
yeah.
seen what's his name? Frodo's
Elijah Wood?
character.
Elijah Wood?
Yeah. You seen Frodo's character?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's very small.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They also had claws.
Well, I'm just saying, you don't know if this guy's got
That's what I'm
claws.
saying.
You
I
don't
would-
know what he's packing?
I was like, I would size him up.
Sure.
I'd be like, he's like, "Give you $100 to smell your feet." I'd be like, "All right, I guess. Sure. Here you go."
You got a solid 100 pounds on you.
I was like, "What?
All
Do you
right.
want to keep the sock? Because that's an extra 50. You know, because I got to walk around with only one sock. That's not cool.
Right.
It's cold outside. You know, and my shoes are just gonna get extra stinky." He's like, "Oh, can I keep the shoe?" All right, man. That's like an extra $200. Like,
Okay.
that shit. Okay. I mean,
I don't think I would do it for $100.
I guess that's kind of why I looked at him. I was like, I get it. I get why you'd be like, I guess. I mean, he was a college kid at the time, and he's like,
You know what? I take it back. In college, maybe. I had a lot of things to pay for in college.
yeah, right. It was just like $100, really? Okay,
Yeah.
for 5 minutes in the stairwell.
Ah,
All right,
fuck.
You know?
Yeah, it's just weird, dude. I don't know.
Oh, 100%. Like,
know.
I'm not saying the people that enjoy that musk, that smell of stuff.
Ugh.
I've heard stories about guys.
Very glad. You've said this before, and I'll mirror it. I'm glad I'm vanilla
I'm
in this
very
capacity.
vanilla.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing is, because that sucks, right? Because part of that is, again, feet stuff. It's not unusual.
No.
It's not something that's super weird. Where like you need to dress up like a bunny.
Yeah.
You know, like it just is. But at the same time, you got to find someone who's also going to be kind of into it.
Right.
Like I knew someone once who was, dating is a pretty powerful word, but they were fooling around, and she basically said she was like really into rim jobs, and that was a big thing for her, and it was a deal breaker that he was like, "Yeah, I can't do that." She's like, "Cool, then we're gonna have to go our separate ways."
That would be right here. I would be like, look,
That'd be
you're-
right here as you point to your ass.
my butt. This, I'm sure you're a lovely person. I can't.
And
lick
that's
your
basically
asshole.
how
Yeah.
it was. It's like, "Look, you're beautiful. This has been a lot of fun and everything." And but it's just, I can't do that. It's like, that's cool. Then we're
Right.
just, it's not going to work for me. And part of me was like,
How about if I wet my finger and just go
I was like, I appreciate that because that's someone who knows what they like.
Right.
And they're like, this is what I'm into. And if you're not into, it's just not going to work for me because sexually I need this.
Right.
You know?
Look, and yeah, that's a fair point. I don't want to make it seem like we're vilifying anyone who's
Oh,
got
no.
a fetish or anything. Like, no, it's like it may gross us out, the actual fetish, but someone liking it, that's like more power to you.
And
I'm absolutely fine with that.
And the thing for me that just sucks is you got to find the person.
Right.
Because how do you broach that topic, right?
Great
On a first
question.
date, you're like, this is a must have. This is a priority for
Right.
me. If this is going to happen, you gotta tongue punch my fart box.
Right, exactly,
Like you
yes.
gotta get in there. And how do you do that? And like, what do you do? Like the first time, you're probably being very timid with, oh yeah. And it's kind of like, what do you like? I don't know. Like, yeah, just like do some stuff. And then maybe in the throes of passion, you're like, yeah, lick it. It's like, well, what? Yeah, get down there. Like, just shove their head down there.
Get in
like,
there.
Get in there and
Yeah.
get some. You know, like, I wouldn't even know how to.
Give me your back taste buds.
You know,
Give me the savory part.
You know what I mean? I think that probably comes with time, but at the same point, like you if it's something that's like a necessity for you, like you have to broach that topic, otherwise you're wasting your time.
Yeah.
Which is something that I never want to be single again, but something I think I would approach a relationship with, like if I was dating, I'd be like, here's what I'm looking for. Are any of these things A, on your list that you can do, and B, are any of these things turn-offs? Because if they are, let's just finish our meal, we'll have a great conversation, and we'll leave. Because these are the things I gotta have. Like, this is the must-have for me. And if you can't meet this, that's totally cool. We'll just keep going, you know?
You think, like, if you're out to dinner and someone... Nah, I'm not going to go.
Do it.
No. It was a dumb joke. It was a dad joke.
Oh.
It was going to end with, does this taste like shit? The setup wasn't going to be worth it. Punchline wasn't going to be worth it.
You know what? I respect you for being like, nah, it's not going to work out.
You know what fetish I have?
What's that?
I have the fetish of watching two people
Oh, tell me more.
thrust into an arena.
Oh, boy.
And they just go fucking hardcore at each other. Just pounding them. Yeah, I have a very specific, like, when I go to Pornhub.com, I just type in, the throwdown, and I just see what comes up.
Do that really quick.
What's that?
Type in throwdown on Pornhub, see what shows
God,
up.
I don't want to do this.
Do it! Do it, do it, do it, do it.
Nope. There it is.
Oh, no, dude, that's Twitter. That's not Google. That wouldn't matter. You
How
type
do
in
I delete? Delete.
Throw it down and see what happens. Guys, we're making history right now. We're going to see what happens.
One of them is just named Throwdown.
Is it a fight?
Nope, it's a blowjob.
What?
That's it.
Oh, my God.
Big ass MILF asks for rough anal. Then she makes him to slow down.
Yep, I'm already regretting this. This is a bad idea.
I'm gonna go ahead and close this.
Because it's probably like slow down, so that's
Right.
probably what it's taking.
It's just looking for down. Yeah. Go down.
Go down, down under.
Oh man, you know what? Here's the thing. I had a throwdown, and I've completely forgot what it was at this point.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what it was.
Okay, good.
Yeah, because I just came up with it, and there's so much going through my brain right now. So today's throwdown, we're gonna pit the Minnesota the Minnesota principal, senior high principal, who had the wonderful idea, against the stair-dwelling foot sniffer.
Oh my God. I mean,
Here we go.
I feel like the principal. I didn't get a good look at him, but he sounded like a pretty hefty dude.
He was a very large man.
Yeah. And I feel like the stair sniffer, he seemed pretty, based on the description of him. I can't wait to describe this in the write-up where it's like stair sniffer
Versus
stairwell
senior
foot sniffer versus senior high school principal. Like, oh
blindfold makeout principal.
Blindfold makeout principal. I feel
When
like
you say the stair sniffer, I see him in like a tailored, very sleek, he's a very slender individual, a slender man, if you will, in a very tailored suit. Mm-hmm. He's got money. He's got cash to burn.
I imagine a guy just crouched on the stairs, and if you go in the stairwell at the wrong time, he's there, and he's like, "Hello," and like, "Oh no, the stair sniffer! It locks from the outside." And you're like, "I'm in here to pass. To pass, you must allow me to sniff your feet or pay the toll in your butt." Sorry.
For you, the challenge will be neat. You must let me smell your feet.
Why do you rhyme? I don't like it. Oh God. Yeah, it's just the Chamberlain.
You know the Chamberlain sniff feet.
Yeah. So I would say that in this scenario, the foot sniffer is a timid person, based on how they were described to me. So I would imagine that the only way they would possibly lash out if for some reason they felt like their reputation was at risk or something. If someone's like, "Oh, and by the way," the principal's like, "And by the way, this guy's a foot sniffer," and he's like, "No, no," and he's like tries to silence him. He's like, "Fuck
By
you."
shoving, he just pulls socks out of his pocket. He just starts to try to jam him down his throat.
Strangles him with his socks.
Yeah.
He's like, "Ah!"
You know, so the stair sniffer has the stair dwelling foot sniffer. Let's get it right. The stair dwelling foot sniffer. He definitely has socks on him. Like he's loaded with. So he has
that he's acquired
weapons of sorts, right? So he's got those. What does the principal have?
The principal's got poor judgment on his side.
Right. Well,
so.
he has a lanyard. That's what he has. Because on the thing, he had a lanyard, which probably has a set of keys. And
that is a
ID.
choking mechanism. So that is a weakness to him.
But what if he takes it off and now it's a choking
or it's a
right?
It's like
exactly.
it's a.
So the stair dwelling foot sniffer has socks. And
I hate this.
The high school principal has a lanyard. That's the weapons they're equipped with.
Assuming if the principal threatens to expose the stair dwelling foot sniffer, then I feel like the foot sniffer goes into a rage.
So just blind rage,
blind rage because he wants to try and silence him.
And he also does not want his business to be blown.
Exactly, and he has. Well, maybe it does, but he doesn't want shame. And so he's willing to like do whatever it takes to snuff that person out. So I feel like he has a bonus to strength for a short amount of time.
Sure. Yes. Okay. Yeah. He's
whereas the principal he sounded a little thick, a little less agile.
He was thick.
Probably someone who is also he may have some pent up anger from being a principal, but he's also relatively good at trying to like solve problems without fighting.
True.
So
and he has no moral compass, so he'll go anywhere.
That's true. So he has no moral compass in that sort of regard. So he's willing to do whatever's necessary, I guess, for whatever. But I think I'm going to put the repressed rage and potential shame into the stair dwelling foot sniffer.
You know, I could see the argument where the stair dwelling foot sniffer would just be, again, it's the quiet ones. Mm-hmm. It's the one that because he thrives on power. He thrives on now take your shoe off slow. Now your sock, now dangle your toe. He likes to control the situation.
Or he likes to kind of not be in control. He's suggesting it, but it's like he wants to be teased. You know?
Right.
He doesn't, because if anything, he just take it, right? But he's like, tease me. Put it outside of my reach.
But he's controlling how he's being teased.
True, but he's also like, I'm laying down and now you are dangling it over me. Like,
right.
I could just go grab it, but I'm telling myself no.
Right. So self-restraint.
Yes.
He's got so I think he's got a few more attributes that make him dangerous.
Yeah.
So we're going to give it to the stair dwelling foot sniffer.
The SDFS. That may have been my least favorite throwdown.
You're welcome. You are welcome, and you are welcome, Twitch.
Oh, my God.
And you listeners, very welcome.
Whew. All right, Justin, what are you promoting this week?
So if you Google anything that we talked about today, I am sorry.
Enjoy.
No, I finished the book Light Brothers, the Duplass Brothers book. Very, very good book. I highly recommend you pick it up if you are either in filmmaking or if you just are a creative or if you're in a creative partnership. It is really cool to hear their take on things. So really cool bunch of short stories. There was something else that I started watching. I can't remember it now. I'm almost done with the Wu-Tang thing on on Hulu.
The Wu-Tang thing?
The Wu-Tang thing. The Wu-Tang show. So check that out, and of course Schitt's Creek.
Nice. I'm continuing to read The Divine and the Wicked. I've got I think the last half of the books. I have 3 more volumes to go, and it just continues to get more and more interesting and intriguing. And I highly recommend it. The Divine and the Wicked comic. Check it out. It's very, very interesting. And I also picked up a couple more. I love going to the library and just being like, wonder what this is. And I just grab it and just run with it.
No commitment, yeah.
None whatsoever.
Yeah.
I look at the cover, I check it out. I forget, there was one that I'm like, this looks like it could drag me down to a place because it looks like it deals with magic. I'm like, cool, let's see what that is.
I'm in, yeah.
And there was another one I got, I can't remember. But I grab like 7 things at a time.
Yeah.
I'm just like, this and this and this, and I just take it out, and I'm like, it's been so much fun.
Yeah.
So I have some other ones that I'm going to get to at some point, but we'll see how that goes. So
Love it.
I love you.
Oh, stop.
Okay. You guys can find Mind Gap on our social medias. Look for @MindGap Podcast. You can also watch us live on Twitch when the internet is solid. @Mind Gap Podcast. Look for us on Twitch. We usually Twitch and tweet and twaddle every Tuesday. So thanks for the folks that join us and chat with us. We also have our YouTube channel. Look for us there. We post our episodes as well as some other fun videos. And Justin exists digitally as well, except for Facebook.
On Instagram and Twitter. Fuck Facebook. On Instagram and Twitter, even though Instagram is owned by Facebook. I'm such a hypocrite. @Justin_Michael. Spelled Mikel. It's the fun way of spelling it. Come follow me. Watch me be a hypocrite on social media. And then while you're in the online realm, check us out on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, and Google Podcasts. Wherever podcasts are sold, you can subscribe to us, rate us, review us, share us around. All the things that make us very happy, which do not include sniffing feet. And then 2east8th.com/mindgap. And keep an eye on all 2 East 8th stuff, because we are running head-on into our next production, and things are looking good.
How exciting!
Booyakasha.
Justin, thank you.
Sorry,
Yeah.
real quick, I forgot. Let me pull this up because I cannot remember.
Ding, ding. Dinner's done, baby. Dinner's done.
Chicago Reel Film Festival, REEL, the Chicago International Reel Shorts Film Festival. That's what it's called. Our son's girlfriend, Jeff, got into that.
Nice.
It will be screening next weekend, the 8th. It's the evening showing, starts at 8 o'clock. Tickets are available if you go to projectchicago.com. You can buy tickets there for the screening, and when you come, I think you might get a voting thing. You can vote for our son's girlfriend, Jeff, or any of the other ones that you find amazing. Just come out and support local filmmakers. It's a shorts film fest, so it's an hour-and-a-half block at 6 and an hour-and-a-half block at 8, I think. And they pack a bunch of shorts into each of those.
Nice.
At the theater. So and it's on Friday and Saturday.
How cool.
A lot of films you can go see. So we'd love for you guys to come and see ours. If not, just come and see someone's film.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very cool. Justin, thank you.
Doug, thank you.
Twitch, thank you. Listeners, thank you. And we'll see you next week. Happy Halloween!
Mind Gap Podcast.